We get out there in the ring. We spar. You whip my ass, I give you my belt. If I whip your ass, I keep my belt. He said, no, you leave. Now, we don't do that here. I'm the 6th-degree black belt under Mr. Hankins' studio. I was there for 29 of the 25 years that he was open teaching martial arts. So once I made black belt, he was like, all right, Jack, teach class. So I was there after I made black belt. 29 years with him. The 25 years I was teaching, but 29 years I was there with him. You do the math. My school evolved from Mr. Hankins' school. Mr. Hankins closed the school. I said, Mr. Hankins, what am I supposed to do? He said, mister, open your own school. I was like, oh, you give me permission to open my own school? He said, well, I don't have one any longer, so if you want to train, open your own school, train other people, pass on what I've given you. So I didn't really want to do it right away. So what I did was I went to the school, the U.S. Taekwondo Center. So I went in there and I bowed to the master and I said, how you doing, sir? I'm Jack Dark, I'm 3rd degree, Taekwondo, Muay Thai, and Tang Soo Do. I said, I would like to, sign up to your school, just find somewhere to train. And he looked me up and down. He said, oh, you don't know our Pumse, you don't know our form. So if you start at the white belt, and then after you learn forms and Pumse, you test for your black belt maybe 3 years. I kind of felt insulted. I said, because if you go to Harvard and I go to Yale and we get the same degree, it should be recognized. So he was like, well, you don't start at the black belt here. You come during our system and I can understand that to a certain point. He said, you give me your black belt and start at the white belt. And I told him, I said, let me tell you something, man. I said, I earned my degree just like you earned yours. That's the Mr. Hankins coming out with me, because Mr. Hankins didn't bite his tongue. We get out there in the ring. We spar. You whip my ass, I give you my belt. If I whip your ass, I keep my belt. He said, no, you leave. Now, we don't do that here. I said, okay. I said, I tried to join you, but since you won't let me join you, I'll go open my own school. And that's what I did. Mr. Hankins, he sent me to Master Cheeks. I asked Master Cheeks if he would take me on as a student. And he accepted me as a student, and I've been under his mentorship since. I found a place and I started renting space from a gentleman. He let me rent space from him. I had 2 students. It was Mr. Cannon and Nawan. And then next thing I know, I had 6 students. And then Mr. Knight used to rent me his space. Curtis Knight used to rent me his space. And then some of Mr. Knight's students, they trained in Mr. Knight class and trained in my class as well. And then it got to the point where some friction was in the air. So I was asked to leave because I was, told that I was trying to steal some of the students, and that wasn't the case. I'm just training in martial arts. So with that being said, I just found my own space and I opened my first location. But getting back to the U.S. Taekwondo Center, the first night after me and my students came out to the parking lot after class, it was flyers all over their windshields for the U.S. Taekwondo Center. I said, okay. So I collected the flyers and I went back down there to the school and I took them. I said, yo, man, you lost your flyers, and I threw them in his door. And he kind of looked at me. I said, don't come in my parking lot and put out no more flyers. I said, I don't come in your parking lot and put no flyers out. Don't come in my parking lot. And he kind of just looked at me up and down, and I looked at him up and down. Then I backed out the door like a gunslinger. Because if he had got acted up, I'd have beat him up in his own school. If that was just the Harold Hankins in me, you're not going to come in my parking lot and disrespect me, and then I'm supposed to take it and smile and bow down. No, that ain't the way it is. Now that I'm in business, you in business, we fighting for the same dollar bill. But that's another story for another day. So 50 plus years later, I'm still here carrying on his legacy and Mr. Ki Wing Kim's legacy, which is also Mr. Albert Cheeks' legacy. So with that being said, it's Grandmaster Dark signing off. Peace.